Good morning, everybody. This is Patricia Walls with the Enlightened Path podcast. It's my first episode, and I'm excited to have Bitten here. I know her from Sacred Activations, and she's also a friend on my Facebook. And I wanted to invite her here to talk with all of us about what she does. And so the podcast is created for that. It's created for people to come on and to share their stories, their healing tools, their inspiration, and even give meditations or healing to those who are going to be watching it. So welcome, Bitten. And I understand that you're also called the Unicorn Mama, and that you work with unicorns, and that you're a third generational healer, that your grandmother was a healer, your mother was clairvoyant, and the police even sought her out to help solve cases. Yes. So welcome, and I'll give the floor to you. Share with us what you have to share.
Okay, thank you. So hello to everybody listening. It's a pleasure to be here on your broadcast, and I'm so excited, and so are the unicorns. And my story is quite funny because I lived in Switzerland for many years. I was married and things like that, and I saw in the newspaper that Diane Cooper was coming to Bern, the capital of Switzerland, to talk about her new book about unicorns. And I got so cross. I thought, how silly is that? We have angels, we have archangels, and that should be enough. But I'm very curious as a person, so I said, okay, I will go and listen to her. And so I sat among 200 people, and Diana Cooper was talking about the unicorns, and I was just, yeah, kind of listening. And then she made a meditation where she invited the unicorns to make contact. And a huge unicorn came next to me. And I thought, wow, they do exist. And I got the name, and I thought, amazing. And when Diane Cooper said, next weekend, I will be giving a workshop about unicorns, I signed up right away. So I went to that workshop, all about unicorns again. And the first day, I cried and I cried and I cried because I knew the energy, this beautiful, pure energy of the unicorns. So I had cried so much that I lost my voice. I couldn't sing or do anything. So the next day I thought, okay, I'm going to sit closer to Diana Cooper so that I could get some support, kind of. So the next day came, and I sat closer to Diana Cooper, and it continues. Tears were just running down my cheeks. And 3 times she came to me and said, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. And it was just because I felt so much aligned with this beautiful energy. And I could feel how a horn was kind of beaming out here, and I was having fun. I was running or walking, touching people with my horn. And then, of course, I bought her book about unicorns. And at that time, I was working as a healer, and in the book, it said how to give a unicorn healing. So I said, okay, next client is going to get a unicorn healing from me. So he was on the what do you call this, lay down. He was laying down, and I had the book next to me, looking how to do, and then I did that, and what next, then I did that, and so on. And then upstairs said finished, and I just thought, I'm not going to talk about unicorns. Yes, you are. So I got nervous, and I was very low voiced and said, well, today I was working together with unicorns. What unicorns? He loves unicorns. So I was amazed, and that was my baptizing, in a way, you can call it. So afterwards, still living in Switzerland, I gave speeches, talks about unicorns, and every time I gave a speech, I was channeling the unicorns, and they had me use certain words that people would come to me and say, what's that for me? They could feel a connection, and they signed up for healing. And I was just so surprised, and people were happy to get the healing, and it was completely new. It was about in 2009 I did that. And one day when I was talking about unicorns and things like that, I heard myself say, oh, and I will also be teaching how to work with the unicorns. What? I had no idea. And two signed up right away. And I said, no, I have no idea how to do this. I have never been a teacher. So, no, I will write you an email when I'm ready. So I'm thinking about it, how, because you have to fill it up, a teaching program and things like that, And one night at 3 o'clock, I was awakened. I was called, get up, you need to work. And I always do what I'm told. So I got up, and I said, the only job I had was in the kitchen with a cup of tea and a plate to wash up. So I turned on the water and thought, oh, this is important to clean this. And then they said, no, go to the computer. So I turned on my computer, and they channeled the whole course, how to set it up, how to do, and things like that. And then I said, can I please have the prize also? And they said, it will come to you. So I felt very blessed that I got this very, very strong connection and was able to serve many, many people with talking to them, giving them healing and things like that. And so I got closer and closer to Germany, and people heard about me in Germany and invited me to give talks in Germany. And I got a so strong reaction in Germany. And when I went to the workshop by Diana Cooper, Mother Mary had come in and asked, we need help in Germany because the energy in Germany is so dark because of the 2 world war. And I had signed up, but forgot all about it, that I had signed up for that. And I was getting closer and closer to Germany. And so I decided to move to Germany, and I worked in Stuttgart, in Munich, in now German is coming in Regensburg and Hamburg and Dortmund. So I was really spreading out. And then I thought, I had this idea, well, is it really proper, my teaching? Because I didn't learn it from somewhere. So I signed up for a 5-day course in England by a teacher from Diana Cooper school. And I told my group of those who had got teaching for me, oh, when I get back, I will have learned so much more and give it to you. So I went and I thought, no, it was not so powerful as my teaching. And so I was disappointed. Yet I had learned the lesson not to give out your own power, meaning, oh, that teacher must be better. So I came back to Germany and everybody excited, and I said, we can be so proud because the way we do it is so high quality for us. Not say they are bad, but for us. And that was a beautiful experience. Then I went back to Switzerland, and one day I got a message from a friend of mine who was in Glastonbury, UK. You need to come to Glastonbury. I have received that message twice now, to tell you to come to Glastonbury. And I had no clue where Glastonbury was or anything. So I Googled it, and when I saw the pictures, I could feel the connection. So within 5 days, I booked the flight, the accommodation, and here I come. So I went to Glastonbury, and I felt very welcomed in the energy of England and Glastonbury, which is the heart chakra of the world. And I was just walking around, and one day I got the information: you need to teach people how to get grounded. And I said, I cannot come from Switzerland to a high spiritual place and tell them you need to be grounded. Yes, you need to do that because they are flying all over. They need to. And I said, well, how do I do that? So they told me to do it via food, teaching about food, because food can ground you. Okay. Then, so I set up some workshops about food and connections and things like that. And then I went to Scotland just because of Rosslyn Chapel, and amazing place. And I was just sitting in the chapel, and unicorns came in and said, we need you to live and come and live in England, in Glastonbury. We need you. And I said, ooh, that felt very strong. Okay, I will do that. So I went back from Scotland, back to Switzerland, and my family, 2 sons and 4 grandchildren, were in Switzerland, and I talked to their higher self, because I don't know, they are going to say, you are crazy. You can't just leave us, your family, just out of the blue. You don't know anybody in Glastonbury. And so I talked first to the higher self, and the higher self understood. And then I talked to my family, and they said, yes, we will help you moving, and we will pay for you to get all your furniture to England. And I was thinking, well, aren't you going to miss me? I was not prepared that they were agreeing to my decision. So I moved to Glastonbury, and I gave a speech at the town hall of Glastonbury, and it was so amazing and it was so beautiful. And I did some workshops and things like that. And then I got I got connected to spaceship also, because I was in such a special space that I could just talk to the spaceship. So not realizing that, of course, but it was natural, and I I could just do that and activate crystals sleeping in the ground and things like that. So that I did, and the unicorns were always with me. And then I met somebody, Simon Martin, who also connected with the spaceship. So every time he and I were sightseeing, the spaceship would checking in, here we are, and guide us where to go and where to do energy work. I also got, it was around Christmas, I thought I was going to Switzerland to celebrate with my family, and upstairs said, no, we want you to stay and put a workshop in the local newspaper. Okay, so I thought nobody's going to come between Christmas and New Year. But I did what I was told, and a person called Tom from the States. He said, oh, hello, I would like to attend your workshop. And I said, well, I think you're going to be the only one to have this workshop, but you're welcome. And he on the first day of Christmas, I was sitting in my living room and I saw a car parking outside, and I thought, oh, that's somebody from me. And sure enough, it was he coming to say hello and introducing himself. So we got on talking about everything, and he was doing energy work in England and of course in USA, but also in France, in Italy, and he would also be told where to go. So I thought that sounds quite interesting. So he took out a map to show me, tomorrow I'm going over there. And I said, no, wrong place. And he said, what? Yes, it's the wrong place to go. So he got out his, not pendulum, but those, what do you call those? What do you call those?
Oh, the diviner rods.
Yes, he got that to check what I was saying. And of course, I was right. And he looked at me and said, how did you know? And I said, I could just see it on the map. Okay, would you like to come along? And I said, yes, sure. So I went along and I said, oh, stop. We need to do clearings over here. So we did clearings over there. And I had never, ever done that before. I was just in a special energy that I could tune in to the landscape. And when he talked about, oh, next year I'm going to France to do energy work, I said, I'm coming. And he said, really? And I said, yes, I have no idea how you work, when you're clear, but I come. So you can hear that I'm very, very strongly guided, and I follow whatever I'm being asked to do. And we went to France and did some beautiful energy work. I worked on crystals and dragons, which was asleep in the ground. And also just by intention and wake up like that. And in France, I met a group of 13 beautiful Danish women who were on a spiritual path. And we got so closely connected, and they treated me as a queen. They bowed, and of course I bowed, and somebody came up crying, "Please forgive me." Yes, I forgive you. I had no idea why, but I forgave this person. And people coming up, it's such a great honor to have you with us. And I thought, this is very spacey. I was just like in a timeline where all these special history has been alive. And I said, because there was a teacher with them, and I said, well, if you would like me to, I would give a meditation for people to connect with their unicorn. Would you like that? Oh, yes, that's a great idea. So I did that with the group. We sat down and I just picked a chair, and somebody was coming. No, I will go and get the best chair for you in the house. Running into the house, coming back with a chair. And I thought, what is going on here? But I just enjoyed it, but not like that. I was completely down to earth. And then I said I could also make a meditation for you about dragons. Yes, please. So we moved to another place and sat down, and dragons were coming in, and everybody got a new dragon egg. And it was amazing, this joy and this expectation, and it was beautiful. So then the teacher got up, stood up, and kneeled down all the way with his forehead on the grass for me. And I thought, what's now going to happen? And I looked around, and the other, they just took it as normal. And I thought, okay, I would just wait and see what's happening. And then he went to stand up, get up, and then he went down again on his knees and bowing for me. And then I thought, nah, enough is enough. So I stood up and said, just get up, stand up. And he gave me his hands. And he asked me, can I please continue your work in Denmark? And then I thought, am I going to die now? And then I got the answer, no. He just asked to, okay. So I said, yes, you may. So after this meeting with all these beautiful ladies, I thought, well, they will forget all about it. But they were writing me, my life has completely changed after having met you. And I thought, what? And I thought it was just a passing over moment, but it continued. And then I was still living in England, and I got a strong feeling, okay, it's time for me to move. And I thought, no, I'm not moving back to Switzerland, even though my family was in Switzerland. I'm moving back to my homeland, Denmark. And that feeling was so strong. And I went on internet looking for a place to live and found a beautiful, I'm going to show you. Can you see the water?
Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful view to look out.
Yes. So I saw it on internet, and I called up and said, that's mine. No, I didn't say that, but I asked to come, and I went to Denmark and got the terms of being able to move in. So coming back to Denmark, of course, in Switzerland, I had been talking Swiss German. In England, I had been talking English. And now I could speak my own language. And that was such new to me that I could just say what I didn't have to translate it first. And I gave talks here in Denmark, and now I had to look for the Danish words of spiritual things, how to say that in Danish. So that was quite interesting. And yes, so that's where we are right now. And I knew for a long time, many years, that I should write a book about unicorns.
Right.
And I thought, yeah, what can I write? I didn't really got connected. I was just floating around about it. And then I remember, oh, Tamara Oviet called me Unicorn Mama. And somebody else in Germany also called me Unicorn Mama. So I will call my book Unicorn Mama.
Have you written it yet?
No,
the book?
No, it's still, bit by bit, almost like this talk. Mm-hmm. It will be like a biography, how I connected, how this happened and that happened, and things like that.
Well, I look forward to that. And I had to actually look at the calendar, but the last time I was in Glastonbury was, I think, September of last year. And it was my 14th time to be there. I love Glastonbury, and going back in October. And so I remembered that you were there, and you and I were going to connect at one point, and it didn't happen. So I'm glad that you are in Denmark, where you're happy, but I'm a little sad that you're not in Glastonbury, because I would love to see you. But I had an incident as well. I used to do women's retreats, and the last women's retreat, they knew it was going to be the last one, and they set up a grandmother honoring for me. And it was very humbling. It's very hard to accept that love and that admiration. I don't know why it's so hard for us, but it's very humbling to have that honor and admiration paid to you. And I look back at the pictures. They took lots of pictures, and I look back at those pictures sometimes. Oh, you went away. Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay. I look back at those pictures sometimes, and just my heart just melts, that to have received that much love from those women, but now I'm working more with the language of light, and I can't just limit it to women. It's for everyone. Everyone, however they identify, that's who it's for. And so, much like you being called with the unicorn and dragon following, I was called to light language, and it's pretty much taken over everything that I do. And you have to learn how to listen to your higher self. And do what they tell you to do, because if you don't, everything just kind of falls apart. But I'm so excited for what you're doing. And you mentioned that you were going to share a meditation with us too.
Yes, I will. Yes.
Okay.
I will.
Are you ready for that, or is there more to your story that you want to share?
No, it's okay to do it now. I'm just asking upstairs if anything else, and they said everything is fine. So
okay. Well, I'm going to put myself on silent.
Okay. It will just be 5 minutes. It's not long.
What about do you feel comfortable in also including a dragon meditation? Because there are some people who connect with unicorns. There are some who connect with dragons. So if you're okay with including that, I'm sure that they would be appreciative.
Yes, but I will do it in 2 connections, not mingle.
We have about 20 more minutes. So you've got plenty of time. So I'm going to mute myself.
Yes. So when I was in Germany, I went to a workshop because it said something about unicorns, and that was at the beginning of my journey. And there was a meditation also, and the king of the dragons came in. Very, very special energy came in and asked me, will you please work together with us like you work with the unicorns? And I'm very, very loyal. And I thought, no, I can't do that. No, I just for unicorns. And it was going on in my mind. And all of a sudden, it got quiet, And I said, yes, it will be my pleasure. So then I got connected to dragons. And so now I have two teams here coming in. First, it was just unicorns here, and now dragons are coming in. And it's so beautiful because the unicorn energy is up and down, and very pure, strong energy, soft, pure, strong energy. Excuse me, but they cannot go down deep into the darkness, into heavy energy. They can't. So they use people like you, like me, like our listener to connect and come down. And the dragons, they can really go deep down, and they are flying like 8, the number 8, like that, and clearing, and then the unicorns and the dragons are mingling together and are very powerful together. Yes, okay. So I will just first make a meditation for unicorns, and everybody has his own unicorn, like his own angel who is watching over him or her. Okay, so please make yourself comfortable. And take some deep breaths into your heart. And take this beautiful energy of yours all the way down and down through your legs and out of your feet, like a root system going down and down and down to Mother Earth, to the beautiful crystal, and wrap your Ruth around her crystal. From your heart, call in your personal unicorn. And you may feel that somewhere it gets warm. You may feel a difference in the temperature, like a wind. And just sit and open up to this beautiful unicorn energy and unicorn coming to you. And everybody who is listening to this podcast will be able to connect with their own unicorn. And you may be able to see a unicorn, or you may not see it. And the unicorn can have different colors. They're not all white. They can have the color blue or red or orange. They can have silver horn or golden horn. And they will be coming with exactly that color which you need in your system. Take some deep breathings and really, really open up to this beautiful energy. And don't worry if you say, oh, I can't do this, I can't get in contact. Then be certain that they will connect with you when you are asleep. And then when you go to sleep, you call in or you ask your personal unicorn to make contact with you when you sleep. And then it will, in the morning, maybe not the next morning, but after 2 days, it will come and you will feel and get a name of the unicorn. So it just sits in this beautiful energy. And be open to whatever you feel or hear them say to you. And know you are blessed and you are supported and you are safe. Now, take this beautiful feeling of your unicorn. Take it from your heart all the way down to Mother Earth to have it grounded and connected to Mother Earth. And take it back up, all the way up to your feet, your legs, and into your heart, and let it spread around your body. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes.
That was really, really beautiful. I kept wanting to make, I don't know why, but I was expecting it to be a cartoon version. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And it was a black and white. The left was black, the right side of her was white. And she said that she was here to offer me grace and to teach me balance. And she gave me her name. So it was very beautiful. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I actually, I forgot to tell about that. I have made a CD for children to connect unicorn and to the unicorn come and visit them, and they get up on the back of the unicorn, writing up the rainbow and going down to the kingdom of the unicorns. And there they get a present from the king of the unicorn.
Well, one of
And
the things that I want to remember is I would like for you to send me links to if you're giving courses or sessions, or if you have a website, a link to the CD if you're going to share it. And then when I post the podcast, I'll put the links there so people
yeah,
can contact you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So are
Yeah.
you feeling okay for the dragon?
Yes, I just need some water.
Sure.
Okay. So please close your eyes. Make yourself comfortable. Feel the chair under you or the bed under you. And take some deep breaths into your heart and open your heart for the dragons. Also, each person has his own dragon. And take this your beautiful energy all the way down to Mother Earth, down your legs, your feet, and your roots, going down and down and down, and wrap your roots around the beautiful crystal of Mother Earth in the heart of the chakra of Mother Earth. So many dragons are here. There are water dragon, fire dragon, earth dragon, and air dragon. And they are just moving around and around you. And you will feel compared to the unicorn energy. You can feel quite a different energy, and you can feel this movement like the number 8 going around and around and around. And the dragon which you need to connect to right now is exactly the right dragon which present itself, because you need that special power of that dragon. And that means that the dragon, when you have solved your problem, let's say with emotions, that would be the water dragon coming in. When you have resolved that problem, then another dragon will come in and help you sort another problem. So it's, if we think about unicorns, it's the color of unicorns changing, and the dragon are the different types of dragon changing. So you feel this movement going around. You may feel it touching you somewhere. You may hear words of wisdom for you. And you can ask for the name And they are just so happy to connect with you all, because as I say, we are not that popular compared to unicorns. Unicorns are all over in the toy shops and things like that, and dragons, we are presented different. But we are always around you, trying to connect with you, because we can go deep down in the energy. So we really have been watching you for many years, decades, to connect with you. And take some deep breaths and fill your heart with this beautiful dragon energy. And take the energy all the way down to your legs and your roots, all the way down to Mother Earth, beautiful crystal, and wrap your roots around the crystal and take her unconditional love back up through your system, and take it up and up and up through your legs and into your heart, and let it spread out. And also here, if you feel you don't get contact right away, then just wait for when you go to bed and connect with the dragon. Invite the dragon to connect with you. And yes, they want me to say, call in the fire dragons if you need to go somewhere, to ask them to clear the road, clear the energy. And they will be so excited to work with you. And now unicorns are coming in and say, yes, we also are excited to work. You can send us to your child's school and have us elevate the energy in the school or in the city or in wherever you are living. So it's magical, and there are no limitation how to, as long as you work from a pure heart, then there's no limitation. So blessing coming in from dragons and unicorns.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Not the first time, maybe the second time that I went to Glastonbury, no, that's not what I wanted to share. The first time that I had my QHHT session, one of my past life remembrances was as a dragon. And most people, when they think dragon, they think wings, and they're shiny and they're fierce,
Yeah.
But my remembrance, I was living inside the earth, and I was responsible for creating the tunnels between the sacred sites. And
Yeah.
so I was considered an earth dragon. I didn't have wings. I didn't need wings. But it was very visceral for me, feeling that my cool skin and feeling the scales and feeling the motion of moving this way and smelling the earth.
Yeah.
And I realized that my location was Glastonbury. My location was inside the tour, underneath the tour.
Yeah.
And so then I realized what my deep connection to the tour was.
Yes.
Every time that I go to Glastonbury, well, not every time, but 80% of the time, I stay at the Barake House, which is right at the base of the tour. It's across the alley from the Chalice Well.
Okay.
The big white house.
Yeah.
That's my favorite place to stay, because when I come out the door, I go walk up the path to the tour. So that was very important for me to have that connection. But I do believe, as you do, that we work with all of the dragons, depending on what our not need is, but what our connection is. But I had also done some work years and years before any of this happened, and I was asking about the myth, what we're calling the mythologicals, the dragons, the unicorns, Sasquatch, all of those. I was asking about those and why they're not visible to us anymore. And the answer that they gave me was that our vibration just wasn't high enough, that it wasn't safe is not a good word, but we were not in alignment with that vibration that we needed to be at in order to interact with them on a physical third dimensional level. So I'm excited that you agreed to come and talk with us and give us this perspective and these two beautiful meditations and connections. And please do send me your links so that I can put them on the podcast so that people can connect you. And if you need help writing your book, if you need tips or ideas or resources, let me know, because I've gathered a few in my own journey with the mistakes that I made writing books. So I'm happy to share.
Thank you.
And if you decide to visit Glastonbury in October, let me know.
It already popped into my head.
Well, I'm gonna stop the recording now. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for listening and for coming to the podcast. I hope that you will join us for other interviews. I've got an amazing lineup. I have like 12 people at this point who have asked to be on the podcast. I'm so excited. And they all have different stories. It's there's no duplications. I love it. So there's a great variety of information and sharings coming. And Bitten, Dragon Mama, whenever you publish that book, we're going to have you back on here to talk about the book.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.